Hello everyone, today we're going to be shooting a video. We have this 2013 Camaro zl1. This car has about 20,000 miles on the odometer. However, the engine on this car is about, it has about 5 to 6,000 miles on it. Um, this car has a long story, but we basically are not able to drive this car as much. We've been having an issue. When we drive the car, the gauges go a little bit crazy. They go on and off, the radio goes off, the Bluetooth doesn't work. The car's always in a garage. It's an insulated garage, so there's really like nothing that could be causing this problem other than the fact that we don't drive it. We changed a brand new battery in it. We check all the ground wires to the car, the chassis. We were advised to change the alternator. We went ahead and ordered the alternator. Like I said, this motor it's pretty new. It doesn't have a lot of mileage. We bought it straight from Chevrolet. We're just shooting this video in case you have a situation similar to this. We're gonna try to solve this problem. What we're gonna do is we're gonna replace the alternator. They said that sometimes that there could be something wrong with the alternator, and that can be causing the issue that we're having. We don't know whether it's true or not, but we're gonna give it a shot. It's kind of annoying to be driving, and the car will not die, but you know, the gauges will stop working, the AC will stop working, radio, Bluetooth, all that. And of course, I'm not happy about that. So I wanted to give it a shot and try to change the alternator and show everyone that pretty much anyone can do it. I'm not a professional, I'm not a mechanic. I do try to do everything myself. I'm a do-it-yourself. I do quite a bit of stuff, and it's not easy, but it's not all that complicated. I believe anyone who has the need or who has a few tools and it's a little bit handy, they should be able to do it. And so right now the video is just to kind of let you know, the situation I'm having, how I'm planning on solving it. Hopefully this will solve the issue, and then it probably can save you quite a bit of headaches. I believe it was the battery on the car. I bought it from Chevrolet. I think it was $250 or something. We replaced it and we still have the same issue, which means my original battery, there was nothing wrong with it, but I went ahead and just bought it and now replaced it. So now I'm just stuck, and the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change these. So as you can see here, we have access to the alternator, but what we had to do is remove the air filter box, and it was here. It was attached by 2 bolts right here and right here. We'll remove that. The next thing we're going to try to do is we're going to remove the belt. There's got to be a tensioner here for the alternator. We want to see what it is, where it is. It should be one of these pulleys. I believe it's going to be maybe this one. Let me see here. All right, so we're going to figure out which one it is. We're going to remove it, and we're going to try to pull that alternator out. I don't think this is going to be complicated, but I don't know. I like to start by saying the first thing you want to do when you're going to remove an alternator in any car, you want to disconnect your battery to make sure that if you move the wires, you don't cause a shortcut, and then you're going to end up with a bigger problem than the one you begin with. So that's the first thing I'm going to do. On the 2013 Camaro, the battery is located on the trunk. It's right there. So I went ahead and already removed my ground wire for the battery. It's out of the way. And so I'm gonna be trying to shoot the video as I go, but it's kind of hard because I'm doing this by myself. But so the next thing we're gonna try to do here is we're gonna try to remove the belt. So the tensioner for the belt is right here. What you're gonna do is you're gonna need a 15-inch millimeter socket with a little extension. Mine's a little long right now, but you pull it towards your left, and then that's gonna free the belt. And right now it did. So right now you can see where I removed it from the alternator. This belt goes on top of this pulley. In there you want to see how your belt is located, so you can reinstall it once you remove your alternator. But there it goes. The next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start pulling these bolts. I believe it has let me see here. There's 1, 2. It's gonna be a torque bolt right there that holds the alternator, and it's a little bit hard to see, but I think I'm gonna try to point it out. And the video is not all that great, but I'm trying to do the best I can, you know, by filming it and doing it as we go. But right here, I'm gonna put my finger. This is an R15 millimeter, and I think once I pull those 3 bolts, the alternator is gonna come out. All right, so we're removing these. As I move these 3 bolts that I was talking about on the alternator, I'm gonna be telling you a little bit about the story of this car. We actually found this car. This car, it's a salvage car. We found it. I found it on an auction, and I couldn't comprehend how they could total a car like that, and it was really due to my ignorance. I'm not saying. When I look at the car was complete. It was missing the interior, the seats, the motor, transmission, and the hood, but everything else was intact on the car. And I just thought it was a beautiful car. I fell in love with it when I saw it, so I decided to went ahead and buy it. And I didn't do a lot of research. I figured I'm just gonna buy an engine, replace it. But to my surprise, when I got the car back on my place and stuff, I made a couple phone calls, and I called to a junkyard, and they offered me the motor and transmission for about $20,000. And I laughed at the guy. I told them that he was on crack, which I really thought at the time he was, and he was. They wanted it, that much money for the motor transmission, and I was completely shocked by that, because I needed to buy the motor, transmission, all the wiring, the hood, and the seats. Anyway, after doing some research, I realized that this motor is expensive because it's a supercharged engine. And anyway, I've actually made a call to Chevrolet, and you will be surprised that I actually got a pretty good price on the motor, better than it was in a junkyard, and it was brand new, and it came with a warranty. So I mean, I bought this car with the intention of keeping it. So I bought it. I'm very happy with it. I don't get to drive this car, but the car has no damage structurally whatsoever. The car is perfect. The car, when they stole it, I believe it had about 5,000 miles, and 5 or 10,000 miles. I'm sorry, I don't remember exactly. I know that it was stolen, and the car was just perfect. You can see I didn't do anything to the car. There's nothing wrong with the car. We put it up on the lift. There's no damage anywhere on the car. It has a dent, a small little dent, and that's kind of dirty. You cannot see, but basically, right here, you may be able to see it. You may not. Right here, this is a small dent. And actually, this was not caused by them. It was caused by me when I bought it. I tried to climb into the convertible top was closed, so I tried to do something. I put my knee here, so I screwed it out myself. But other than that, the car did not have any damage whatsoever in it, other than missing the parts that I already discussed. So anyway, I went ahead and bought the engine. And as I was saying before, if you're ever in a situation where you need to do things and you're willing to spend the money, make some calls to the dealership, you'll be surprised. I was so disappointed to realize that I could buy parts cheaper on the dealer than in a junkyard. But I mean, this worked out for me great. And I'm not saying the parts were cheap. I think the engine was over $15,000 for this car, but I'm happy because I got a brand new engine. I got the car that I wanted it. I love this car. I think it's a beautiful car. It's powerful. It's nice. This car has everything I ever wanted in a car. Now, I'm a Ford guy, honestly, but this car just really takes my breath away. I know there's a lot of cars out there that are really nice. For me, this car does everything I ever wanted in a car. So anyway, that's the story of this car. It was a salvage. A lot of people get discouraged when they hear, oh, the car's salvage. They think it's junk. And I mean, it could be. I'm not saying no. You have to really know what you're getting yourself into. I thought I did. I thought I knew what I was doing. I don't regret doing this. I think on the end I ended up spending quite a bit of money on this car, but I'm happy because the car works, drives really good. Um, Obviously, right now I'm having an issue with it, but it's really nothing major, I don't think. I'm happy with the car. The car performs awesome. It's got a lot of power, more than you'll ever need. A lot of people think that I'm a Mustang guy. I have a bunch of Mustangs, and people think, there's always like a fight or like a challenge between Mustangs and Camaros, but not for me. I like to think that if we're supporting the American auto industry, I think we're doing good. It's good for the country. It's good for us. So I like to think that I'm not really either a Mustang or a Camaro guy. I'm just an American car guy, and that's what I do. I like Camaros. I like Mustangs, and I don't compare them. They're completely different things to me. They're just both nice depending on what I want to drive, but this is the way I see it. So all right, we're gonna get back to this video here. I think I got the alternator out. I'm gonna have to put my phone away here for a sec. All right, so now that you pull the bolts and the nut out of the holds the alternator in place, you actually slide it to the front, and then you're gonna be able to get to this nut that it's holding. There's bringing the electrical connection into the alternator. That's a 13-inch millimeter. All right, so we got the 13-inch millimeter out, and then there's another connector that goes here on the back of the alternator, and I believe you just press that little clamp right here, and then it comes out, and we got our alternator out, guys. As you can see, this was pretty easy to do. We got it here. I'm gonna set it right here so we can compare it to the new one. You always want to make sure before you get too far ahead that you're getting the same part, same pulley size. And whether you believe it or not, sometimes auto parts in some places can actually screw it up. So just double check before you start putting it on. So I'm shooting this video. I'm not really getting paid by anyone to do this or anything. This is my car. I like to get parts for my vehicle from whatever company I can get it from, obviously, but I always look for price, and if I can get like an OEM replacement, meaning a brand name, I like to do that. Sometimes I'm one of those people who researches before I buy. Okay, I mean, I could just go to the auto parts and buy this part, pay $200-300, but if I do it online, I can get the OEM part that I'm looking for. It's a lot cheaper. It will not be delivered to you right away, but I'm always willing to wait a little bit if I'm gonna be getting the OEM part that I actually want, and that's basically what I did. So I ordered this part from Rock Auto. This is supposed to be OEM replacement from GMC, and we're gonna compare it right now. This is a brand new alternator. As I said before, I'm not getting paid. I'm not, I'm just sharing my experience, how I do things. I'm not trying to really advertise whether they're good or bad. I'm trying to say the way I do things. So here's the alternator here. Okay, so okay, here it is. So this looks to be the same. All right, same. It seems like the connector is the same. All right, yeah. So I'm pretty happy with the way it looks. Everything's good. Like I say, they say this is an original equipment. So I'm gonna compare that. I know sometimes it sounds too good to be true, but that's a GM part number right there. And let's compare it with this other one right here. How about that? That is the exact same part number. Whoa, right. So I mean, this is what I was trying to do. This is the 23482314, 23482914. ALGLF 12 volt denso. So it's the same thing. And that's what I was looking for. Like I said, you can actually get a pretty good deal on these. I'm very happy with the purchase. Hopefully this is gonna solve my issue. I don't know that it will, but I'm willing to try. It seems like my pulley is the same size. So now we're gonna put it back. We're gonna see what happens. We're gonna get it started. Hopefully this will fix our problem with our car. But we'll find out in a little bit, guys. All right, so next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna start doing everything reversed. So you're gonna start by connecting the wires into the alternator. Then you're gonna slide it in the way you pulled it out. Then you're gonna start to reassemble your belt, your filter box, your intake elbow right here. And then we're gonna try to get it started, but I'm gonna try to get my hands on these. All right, so we got our alternator back. We have the 3 bolts, 2 bolts and a nut on the bottom that holds it together. It's back on. We connected the plug connectors on the back of the alternator, so it's ready to go. Next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna try to reroute the belt the way it was, and what you're gonna do is here with the tensor. You're gonna, right now you were pulling to the left. Right now what you're gonna do is you're gonna obviously just go to the right. You're gonna remove the tension from that, and then you have a chance to put the belt back the way it was. I'm gonna see if I can somehow film it without dropping my phone. Let me see here. Okay, I don't think I'm gonna be able to do it, but basically you're gonna just turn your wrench here to the right. That's going to give you a leadway so you can put the belt back in. I'm going to try to do that. And okay, so as I stated before, you're going to put your tensioner to the right, and then I got my belt back on. So the alternator is finally back on. It didn't took but a few minutes to do. If you ever have to do it yourself, I believe pretty much anyone can do it. Sometimes things get hard because this is not what we do for a living. We just try to be patient and try to pay attention to what you're doing. I'm trying to shoot a video and I'm getting distracted. This is the second time I'm trying to shoot a video because on the last video I was just doing something wrong. I wasn't paying attention. So just just take your time. You'll be able to do it. It's not there are a lot of things that I think anyone can do if you decide to do it. You get a couple tools you're gonna need. So right here basically I just needed a 10-inch millimeter socket or ratchet, a 15-inch millimeter socket, and 15 inch is gonna work for the tensioners. A half-inch, let me see, a half-inch it was used to remove the filter box, but you don't need a whole lot of tools to do that. Now we got it. We're gonna assemble the filter box. Then we're gonna get it started, and we're crossing our fingers, guys. Hopefully this is gonna solve our issue. Honestly, I'm not one of those people that has a lot of faith. So I hope it works, but if it doesn't, we just need to keep on going. We need to try to figure out what's going on with this car. The car is too beautiful to let it be messing up. I really want to get it right. Haven't had any issues with it since I had it, so I'm not really having a hard time with these. I just want to fix it. I don't like when stuff it's incomplete. Have many projects that are incomplete, and I'm completely unhappy. Right here I have a 56 that I had for a couple of years I haven't touched. I have the 65 Mustang over there that I haven't been able to work on. I have the wide body that I need to do an oil change. And a lot of people think having cars is just, oh man, you must do so good. It's not really all fun and games. They require a lot of attention, a lot of labor, a lot of work, a lot of money. And none of that comes easy. We have to work really hard to be able to get these things. And, we just got to keep on trying. But I'm going to finish assembling these so we can start it and we can see if that's going to solve our issue. All right, so everything's back together. The only thing I'm missing right now is I'm going to be putting my filter here, my filter box. Well, we actually have the filter box, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean my filter. This is one of those K&N filters, so you can actually wash it. Then you're supposed to put some kind of oil, let it dry. So right now I washed it. I'm gonna try to put it on in a minute, and then we're gonna try to wrap up the video. Thanks for staying tuned. Hopefully we can solve this issue. I really hope you're not having this problem with your car. It's a little frustrating when you have such a nice car, but then you have these little issues with it. You know, you start to wonder where any of this is even worth it, but you know, we're gonna try to fix it. So we'll see what happens in a minute. All right, everyone. So we were able to install our alternator on the Camaro, 2013 Camaro ZL1. We were having issues. As I said before, when we were driving the car, the gauges were going on and off. The AC would stop working. We changed the battery. We were advised to change the alternator because there was really no check engine light on or anything. But the gauges were going on and off. The Bluetooth was not working. But anyway, we changed the alternator. Everything worked out great. We don't have any more issues. Radio comes on. Bluetooth works. You know, it's kind of funny because even though we didn't have any kind of issues, any lights, now the car feels different. Like as I was driving it, I could tell where there was more. The car felt like it was smoother. It felt a little more powerful. So even though we didn't have a light for the battery or for the alternator, we didn't have any codes on the engine. Obviously the alternator was going bad, but we changed it. We're very happy because everything worked out great. There's no more issues, no more lights flickering. Everything's working the way it should, and the Bluetooth is back to working. The radio works, everything. So I'm very happy with that, and I hope that if you're having any issues with your car, you can try these. As I said before, we changed the battery. We also changed the alternator. If you have any questions, please send us a message. We'll be happy to try to help out or respond or give you any advice that, you know, if we can, if we know it, we definitely be able to. We'll love to help you if you're experiencing something. I believe that I spent probably about $350 doing it myself. I think I paid $200 for the $200 or $250 for the battery, and probably about $150 to $200 for the alternator, and I bought the OEM part from Rock Auto. So I think I saved money by doing it myself, and I got both parts. Now I don't have to worry about my battery or my alternator for some years. But I think it was a pretty good price. I'm happy with the price of that. I think if you would have taken it somewhere, if I would have taken it somewhere, it would have charged me a lot of money to diagnose it and then to change the parts and on and on. But anyway, we got it. We wanted you to share. Please, guys, comment, share, like, subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned. We're happy this worked out, and if you're having the issue, you can give it a shot, and I think this will solve your problems. Good luck, and thanks for watching, guys.